Hey, good morning. Good morning. Just kidding. 7 o'clock in the evening, 6:30 on the Best Coast. Been a long week, and man, I don't want to do anything. I want to sit in my lawn chair. I want to throw my Zebco out, and I want to see if I can catch some fish. Just relax at the end of the work week. You know what I'm saying? Been a long week. Had a pesky 9 to 5, but we're live in the backyard pond. We got some bait, got some Zebco, got a worm, and some hooks. Let's see what we can make happen. You know. Man, you know it's the dream to kind of work for yourself, right? And I'm fortunate enough to do so. The problem with that is my boss is a fucking jerk, man. That guy does not allow breaks. He does not quit until the job's done, and it's wearing yourself out to earn a couple bucks to do it all again the next day. But the struggle is what makes life beautiful, right? Maybe we could blame one of them politicians. So we got our bobber out. We're fishing, not too hard. But if you're new to the channel, welcome to the backyard, bro. We're live every day, 7 p.m. Used to be 7 a.m., but I think I'm gonna switch that up. I think I'm just gonna be doing the live in the backyard pond. I can do that over the Wi-Fi, and the video quality is significantly better. I've been on this grind to 5K subs, and we're getting there, you know, 3 subs a day, and never viral, never trending, but always outdoors. You know what I'm saying? We'll find our crowd. Sorry to... Can't see... you hear my fearless sidekick? She'll swing by and say hi. Sorry. If you're just getting here, jump in the chat. Let me know where you're from and what you like to fish for, or what you had for fucking dinner. I don't know. I had this like beef Wagyu. Have you ever heard of Wagyu beef? I guess that's the thing. I was in this butcher shop, some place I'd never been to, and they had Wagyu beef roast, and I'm like, all right, man, that sounds fancy as hell. And I've never had Wagyu, probably never have Wagyu again. It was just on sale. And by on sale, I still mean it was like beef roast for like 20-something bucks a pound. And long story short is, that was my dinner. It was delicious. Had some mashed potatoes, had some green beans with it. Pretty freaking delicious dinner. Kind of loosely keeping an eye on that bobber. Backyard pond's got catfish, bass, both predominantly spotted. Occasionally I hook a largie, but the spots have kind of taken over the whole pond. Lots of yellow perch as well. They're kind of been up and biting, and if you're wondering like, bro, it's July, where you got that big ass coat on? Because it's cold, man. I live on the coast. Haven't seen the sun in like weeks, and it really prevents me from sparkling. Twilight reference, if anybody's even paying attention or understands Twilight. I'm actually quite a bit south of where that movie was filmed. In the middle of A coastal town in the middle of nowhere. But I like it. I do quite a bit of fishing, quite a bit of camping, a little bit of e-biking, a little bit about talking about dinner. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then consider subscribing. I appreciate you. I am definitely kind of dragging. That's the chair. Normally I'm up throwing top water or spinners or something more entertaining, but today's Friday, man. I'm just trying to chill, relax, got the bobber out, see if we can catch something. Got some signs of life on the pond, some little fish turning over there. I know there's probably smaller bass up kind of by the bank, but we're gonna leave it out because I'm hoping for a nice yellow perch. They hit so aggressively that, everybody's like, oh, nothing fights like a bass. Bass don't get real big here. I'm out on the Washington State coast. Our bass are typically, half the time they're spots, and they're about a half a pound. You can find a big spot at about a pound, pound and a half, and occasionally you'll get a largemouth. I was crushing largemouths out here, a couple days ago, and but they don't get real big, maybe a pound. We just don't have the water temps. Water temp is 64 degrees. And it's life, man. Wanna jump up in that chat? We can shoot the shit, or you guys can just hang out and watch me fish. Beautiful day in the pond. Problem with the white skies, I can't tell how many viewers I got up in here, if any. So if you want to leave me a comment, let me know. We can shoot the crab. Just kind of loosely working that bobber a little bit, seeing if I can get some action. This rod is super nostalgic for me. Zebco Eclipse. I think they stopped producing them in like the 80s. And it used to have the Zebco reel, the push button action. I think they call it, I don't know what they call it anymore. When I was a kid, it just used to be push button. Now I think they call it like spin cast or something. I don't know. All these fancy names for this ancient technology. Just kind of trying to, there we're getting played with. Not in like a P. Diddy way, but like a fish is pecking at that worm. Can I say that? Can I say getting played with, but not in a P. Diddy way? Oh, he's toying with me. Sometimes in fish will just come up, peck at the worm, not bite the hook. Sometimes, you can go for the hook set and eat that little fish out the water. Just kidding. I'm over 40. I shouldn't be using the word yeet. Beautiful, beautiful cast. At least 30 yards, just out past the drop off. Getting bit. Getting bit. Getting bit. Getting bit. Wait for it. Wait for it. Ah, missed him. I swear these fish are getting smarter, man. They're not like those, like... They're just playing with it, which makes me believe it to be a bluegill. Perch and bass will come up and hit that hook hard, bobber gone, no need to set the hook. There's a little bluegill that'll come up and they just play with it. I'm doing a big no-no. I think my leader and bobber is almost longer than the rod. You know how like when you're drinking tea, you gotta put your pinky up in the air like that? When you're casting a rod, man, you got to have your finger out. So it's like you're doing that one-handed flick. Like, never mind, I'm not gonna tell you what it's like. Birds are chirping, definitely summertime. Bobber's just getting toyed with. I was doing some fishing this morning, found something I'd never seen in the pond, and that was a turtle. You know, we have a pretty moderate climate here. It doesn't get real hot, doesn't get real cold. And that was my first time seeing a turtle in the pond, so... Like a child, I want to check my bait every 5 minutes. Hope you guys had a great Friday. Thanks for taking the time to check out the channel. Man, it is impossible to see. Sorry about that. The sky's so washed out. The live and the number of people shows on the top of the phone there. And I can't see a damn thing, to be honest. So if you're in here, appreciate you taking the time to check out the channel. Hope you guys are having a great Friday. I'm just gonna kind of kick back and can we get it? There it is. Oh boy, oh boy. Ooh. Everything feels big on an ultralight. Ta-da! What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Yay, yellow perch. And he swallowed that hook pretty deep. I'm gonna see if I can do some surgery on this guy. We're just doing catch and release today. So hopefully we can get that guy out, get that hook out of him okay. Sometimes it's better to set the hook and get him in the lip than it is to have him swallow it. And this guy just hooked just past the lip. He'd bleed in the middle. Well, no. This is pretty brutal. I don't know if I want to show you guys. I don't know who's all up in here. But, oh, we're so close. I don't want to rip him. Hang in there, buddy. He's bleeding a little bit, so we'll get him back. But yellow perch for the win. He swam off. He's fingers crossed on that one. I don't like ripping fish just for fun. It is a pond and it's a circle of life, and the bass or the raccoons. We actually have a huge predatory bird here on the pond. But, no point in doing that just for shits and giggles. I don't feel good about that. Thing about the bass is if you hook them up, they're so aggressive, they bite right away. You hook them right in their lip, and it's not a problem. That little perch, I hooked him pretty deep. I think I got him back in time, but nah, man, if you're a nature lover, you're on the wrong channel. That little perch ain't gonna make it, I can tell. But that's not the name of the game, and I don't think I'm gonna lose sleep for him. He's just gonna make a really good meal for somebody else. One fish down. Let's see if we can't get another. You know, I'm just getting a little old, so I'm gonna move you guys a little closer. See if I can kind of see how many people we got up in here. Hey, thanks for the like and the comment. No comments, just kidding. Thanks for the like. Yard's kind of slopey, but one perch down. Not a bad start. Kind of hooked him in the belly, which I'm not a big fan of. Tried to. Yeah, he's flopping out right over there. So the name of this live should have been Ruthlessly Murdering a Perch for No Reason. But sometimes that's how it goes. I'm doing everything I can to prevent that. I'm running barbless hooks. And sometimes greed can be your downfall, you know? That perch, had he had hit that worm a little more gently, maybe I could have set the hook and he'd still be alive today. But right now he's probably going to be either otter food or maybe a big largie. Getting hit again. Wouldn't it be ironic if it was that same perch who's just like flopping out? He's like, screw it, bro. I know I'm done for. I want that one last bite. Should have changed out my hook after a catch like that. I usually change hooks because I am convinced that once you catch a fish and they kind of like bleed onto your hook, I'm convinced that smell like gets on your hook and then just it goes dead. And you're like, well, bro, fish eat other fish. Yeah, I know you're right, but if I'm trying to catch it, I don't know. I know bass will eat other bass, but I don't know if perch, I don't know, I'm sure they're all cannibals. It's pretty screwed up in that fishing world of what fish do to each other. Planning on doing some little bit of solo camping. That's kind of my latest hobby. When I'm not ripping lips, I'm camping in the woods somewhere else too. I can rip a different set of lips. You know what I'm saying? Different pond, different stream, pretty close to the ocean. So I planned out this big camping trip, and it's supposed to rain like hell. And I'm like, what the hell? It's summertime. I was even gonna drive like 100 and something miles. And it's still supposed to effing rain. And I know you're thinking, you're like, just suck it up and do it. And I might do it, you know? Pond's pretty deep, and that particular part where I just cast out is about 20 feet, and we just got a big bite, but we're not paying attention. Thinking about camping, missing fish bites. I think the bluegill are just a little further out than the yellow perch. Hey, Manly, how's it going, man? Hope you had a great Friday. I really enjoyed your live the other day. Thanks for swinging by and checking mine out. Man, I'm whooped. It's been a long-ass work week. I am sitting in my lawn chair, got the bobber out, catching yellow perch, thinking about packing the truck and going camping. Yeah, here, fishy, fish. Every guy who has ever fished says that line. Yeah, man, I was thinking about getting out of town, trying to find some warmer weather, but my rear differential's acting up a little bit. Pulled the cover off to find a whole bunch of stuff in the rear end that I didn't want to. So I'm thinking I might have to, hey, that's something a little different. A little baby bluegill. We'll take it. Normally it's been yellow perch and bass all day. It's kind of nice to hook up. Ain't nothing to write home about, but I didn't have to stand up to catch it. So, yeah, camping's kind of delayed until I can, it's an older truck. I like it, but it's an older truck, and with older trucks come older trucks problems. I'm gonna get that guy back, let him grow. Thanks for playing, buddy. And, if I'm not fishing or working, I'm usually working on the truck, so. I just put a new, hit 300 and something thousand. Was running into some problems, so put a brand new crate motor in about 500 miles ago. So now it's time for the tranny or the rear end to go out. Joys of owning a truck. But, for me, I don't know what used trucks are selling for over there in Maine, but man, people want 20 grand for a 10-year-old truck with 200,000 miles. Might as well just put some love into the one I got, you know what I'm saying? Facts, bro. So when you watch my lives, do you think I talk funny? Now I'm coming from a good place, just hear me out. Like when I watch you guys, I'm like, oh, they're definitely from like the East Coast, you know what I mean? So I'm just wondering if when you watch my lives, you think that I talk funny? Because I'm sure it's like a two-way street. I was just curious. Picked up these new mics, man. These things are fire, bro. Like, there's 20-mile-an-hour gusts coming through. And I'm thinking the audio's good. I can't hear it until I watch the replay, but what was it, the Hollyland LARP 2s or something? Really? Yeah, that's probably this mic. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, there's reverb settings and shit. But the phone itself is like super quiet. I was watching my live from this morning, and I mean, I had have that thing cranked all the way up. You know, you YouTube, so like, there's definitely a learning curve. And if I can figure out the echo, it'll be a lot better, you know? Echoey mics and grainy pictures. I'm trying to up my game. I was a little jealous. I was watching some of your content, and hey, Skipper. We got a bluegill and we got a yellow perch. If we ever get up off our butts, we'll probably catch a bass. But right now, I'm just relaxing on a Friday, kind of shooting the shit with Manly, mainly. I think there's a lot of bluegill in the water because they don't, if it's a bass or a perch, they usually just crush that bobber. But the bluegill kind of just peck at it. Lots of stuff turning around. Skipper, man, where are you from? What do you fish for, bro? Fish check. Got a little chunk of worm left. Let's toss it out there, see if we can't connect. I think the fish are smarter than me. They're gonna get the bait. They're just pecking at it. Bobber's moving around like crazy on the water. I go to set the hook and there's nothing there. Trying to get him to bite. There we go. Oh, nah, maybe. They don't just bite it, you know. Skipper, are you trolling me, bro? I'm out in the southwest part of the state. Salmon fishing's open, man. I'm gonna gas up the boat and head out of the Columbia probably next week. Little yellow perch. They're pretty delicious. Thanks, Mainly. I appreciate you swinging by, bro. Yeah, I'm not too far off from the Columbia. kind of by Cape Disappointment, Southwest Washington coast. Beach is a mile that way. And I do quite a bit of salmon. You know, always looking for those Chinooks, but I'd be happy with a nice coho. You know what I'm saying? Northwest, so you up by like Everett? Oh, you ain't got to tell me all that, man. You mean like the east side, like Eastern Washington? What do you mean by the west side? Like, oh shit, bro, I worked on Fort Lewis for years. So you like in Lakewood then? You know, I got family up there in Auburn, Kent. My grandmother used to live there in Puyallup on South Hill. Once upon a time, 253, right? You know, I lived in that area, grew up. I don't know if you ever heard of a small ass town called Eatonville. And ended up down in Portland for a bit. Now I'm out on the coast doing some fishing and trying to start a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Damn, we are getting absolutely instant hits. There's another one. Bro, last time I was up that way, crazy traffic. I am a country dude now. I am not about that city life. I remember it took me like 2 hours to get from like where that South Hill Mall used to be out to Grand. And I am fixing to head up that way. But it's gonna be a minute, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I still got family up there, but I don't know, maybe hit up the Emerald Queen. I ain't been that way in years, man, years. So what are you gonna do? Catch a charter out of, man, I cannot keep these little perch off. Yeah, man, I bet. Like, it's been a minute since I've been up there, but I heard the traffic is nuts. Like I said, I got my aunt who lives up in Kent, and I go visit her sometimes, you know, at least for Christmas and shit. But yeah, no, it's brutal. Shit, even going through like Olympia is terrible now. Small world. So if you salmon fishing, what you going out on the Puget Sound then? Or are you gonna head out to like Westport? Got robbed, man. Not even got a worm on there. Hey, shout out to the two people up in here. Oh, you gonna go vampire hunting up there in Forks? What are you guys catching out of the sound? Those little pinks? Pink salmon? Jacks? Yeah, man, I don't normally go after those pinks. Like I said, I just go out of Columbia, right out past Buoy 10 and into the ocean. Occasionally we'll hook up a Chinook, but it's mostly coho. And they're running. They're running right now. Not too far inland, probably about 10 miles off coast. All right, but right now we're absolutely freaking crushing it on these yellow perch. Is it a yellow perch? What do we got? Feels like a monster when you're on a ultralight. Bro. Perch number 5. Yellow perch number 5, and I ain't even have to stand up yet. Got that guy in the lip, so, whoa! Fish flop. Hey. Stop it. You're just making it harder on yourself. Beautiful. Beautiful yellow perch. He's just a baby, so I'm gonna toss him back. Go get your big brother, bro. All right, Friday vibes. Let's fucking get it, man. I think I was gonna sit in the house and watch Netflix. And Skip, if you're thinking like, why is this dude wearing a coat? Because it's 60 degrees, man. It's not even 60 where I live. That coast vibe is definitely different than the rest of the state. I heard you guys were up in like the 80s. Yeah, bro. Think about subbing, Skipper. Love to see you around, man. I'm live every evening at 7 o'clock. I'm not sleeping, bro. I was just resting my eyes. Hey, shout out to the 2 people up in here. Thanks for taking the time. Check me out on a Friday. Just doing a little bobber fishing. I think we're about 5 perch deep. Give me a second. It might be number 6. You know, I think those little perch are getting smarter, man. I think he did. He stole my worm. You know, like the cardinal rule of fishing is kind of like don't have your leader longer than your pole. And we're about half an inch short of making that mistake. You know, kind of feeling a little nostalgic. We got the antique Zebco bobber worm combo. It's kind of where everybody starts, you know. And then as we get older, we overcomplicate things by buying whopper ploppers and bait casters and spinners and buzz baits, topwater frogs, poppers. The list goes on and on. So there's something simple about sitting my ass in this lawn chair, throwing this Zebco out. This was my first ever rod with a bobber, and catching these yellow perch, man. That's that kind of Friday vibe I'm on, you know? If you're new to the channel, I'm live every day at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard. Sometimes I go live at 7 in the morning as well, but I'm trying to switch that up because I've been watching some of my playbacks, and I was doing live somewhere new, right? New pond, new stream, somewhere I ain't never been before. And the problem with that is it looked terrible, like watching that playback, and it's not my fault. Like, I got a decent phone, got decent gear, but I live in the middle of nowhere. So if I'm not on Wi-Fi, like, the video quality is just not acceptable. I'll tell you what, those perch feel a whole lot bigger. Perch 7, bellied up perch 7 nonetheless. I'd say that guy probably weighs close to, I don't know. You know, it's YouTube, so this is a 10-pound perch. Go ahead and call Fish and Wildlife. We'll set a record. But you know, he's pretty bellied up. That's a pretty big, healthy-looking perch. We'll get him back. He's bleeding a little. You know, I'm using barbless hooks because I'm catch and release, but sometimes those perch get a little aggressive. We do have other predators on the pond, but I'm not into ripping fish for fun. I hooked him pretty lower jaw, so I'm thinking he's gonna make it. And of course, my hook is hooked somewhere on the bottom of my lawn chair. It felt like it was directly in my ass. No Diddy. Did you guys watch that? The fucking P. Diddy trial? Bad Boy Records. But we ain't here to do that. We ain't here to talk politics, P. Diddy, or anything crazy. Just here to rip some lips and hopefully catch a fish. What was that, perch 6? 6 perch? 6 perch without having to stand up. Let's go. And if we're going of order of things I want to eat in the pond, it would be catfish, yellow perch, the ones that I'm just throwing back, bluegill, trout, and then bass. Maybe trout over bluegill. It depends. You know what I'm missing though? Come here. My fucking sidekick. There we go. Now it's a party. Ooh, nailing those perch, man. Dog is a Chiweenie. She's a Chihuahua Dachshund. And wow, almost smashed my face with that hook and bobber because I got a little overzealous. Yeah, no, she's a Chihuahua Dachshund, and she's my best friend. Like, I take her everywhere, carry her around in a purse. It is weird being middle age. You know, like, you tell me in my 20s I'd be carrying a Chihuahua around in a purse, and it would have been a problem. You know, we would have definitely had to talk about it. But now that I'm 40, I let my wife talk me into it, and she's cool as shit, man. Like, she's kind of timid, so like I'll carry her around, and she's part of every adventure, man. She rides the bike with me. She rides in the truck, comes up, licks my face when I get home from work. I'm in. Perfect little, I wouldn't say she's perfect. She's kind of cowardly, like, if like I was getting robbed or something, she'd probably bark and then be like hiding under the bed. But I guess it's just because she has trust in me. I don't know. But a dog's a dog. I like them all, big and small. Casually catching fish. Nobody up in here. 4 likes though. Bob was sitting kind of sideways. I don't think I'm fishing right. I think I'm all fouled up. That's better. We'll see. There it is. There it is. Take it. Got him. Oh, no. Missed him. He was pretty aggressive. I would imagine him to have been a bass. Let's get back out there, see if we can't. What have we been live an hour? I think we got 6 fish down. Multi-species, hooked up a bluegill. 6 perch. I think we're 7 fish deep in an hour. Do the math. That's pretty fast fishing. No, for real, could somebody do that math? I went to public school, so I'm not that educated. Hey, shout out to the 2 people in here. We're just doing a little perch fishing in the backyard. 6 down and a bluegill. Didn't have to stand up. Just got my Friday on, man. Just kind of hanging out, relaxing. It's a little bit chilly, but it's a nice day for where I live. If you're new to the channel and you feel like it, you could drop a comment. Let me know where you're from and what you like to fish for. You know, we live every day on the 7s, and I say we because it's usually my dog, but she's out hunting bullfrogs. And that's it. Live at 7 o'clock every day, fishing. I've been trying to fish somewhere new in the morning, and I'll still maybe do that at the live. But I was going through some of those morning streams, and they're garbage. And it's not my fault. It's hard to live stream on 2G LTE Lite with half a bar because you're in the middle of fucking nowhere, right? So I'm trying to have my production value. I'm on the grind of 5K subs. I don't know how I got to where I'm at now, to be honest. I think it's just luck. But I'm gonna keep making better quality. You know, like I'm trying out the new mics, and I know they're a little echoey, but half the time you couldn't hear what I was saying. So a little echoey is a lot better than not being able to hear me at all. The only problem on some of these lives is the video gets a little choppy, especially if I'm not on Wi-Fi. Right now I'm at the house and I'm on Wi-Fi. Eventually I'll get the laptop set up, start streaming better stuff, producing better quality videos, you know? Because right now, after the fact, nobody wants to watch these lives. I wouldn't do it. Like, I don't expect anybody else to. So I'm hoping to have my production value, you know, maybe do some drone shots and that kind of thing. But with all that being said, live every day, 7 p.m. Always. You know, sometimes it might be a little grainy, but if you can figure out how to get Wi-Fi while standing out in the surf, then let me know, because I guess I could get Starlink, leave the Starlink in the truck, hook the camera to the... Yeah, but who's got time for all that, man? And isn't like Elon Musk like a Canadian? Why would I support Canadians? Unless you're from Canada, and then like nothing but love, bro. All this talking and none of this fishing. Let's see what we can hook up. You know, it's on a very big pond, 4.5 acres. If you go that way, it feeds up into a state forest, which is kind of cool because I can drive the boat up there and do some like stealth camping and stuff, which is nice. If you go that way, it feeds out into a couple farm ponds and then eventually into the bay. So it's a pretty chill spot, you know what I'm saying? Lots of different fish in the pond. We got bluegill, bullhead catfish, brown bullhead catfish, if we're being strangely specific. And I've been wanting to get up there, get out and do it, you know, but man, work's just been kicking my ass lately, so. We had a mama duck across the lake, mallard, and she had 6 babies just like a couple days ago. If you scroll through, I probably posted a short about it, or maybe I'd live. I don't remember. But 6 babies in July. That's kind of odd. She's a late bloomer. Normally, all of our babies have flown off and found better homes. How it works is they come here to nest, have their babies, raise their babies until they're old enough to fly, and then they usually head out and then do the same thing next year. I have a herd of Canadian geese. Not a herd. We have like 2 of them, and I call them Fred and Wilma. If you're old like me, you'll probably get that reference. But they only had, and you're like, how can you tell Canadian geese apart? Because they all look the same. Well, Fred has a broken foot, like it's just jacked up from like where he got into a fight, which makes him pretty identifiable. And then Wilma has missing tail feathers that will never regrow. So her flight's kind of limited. She flies just a little bit funky. She can still fly, don't get it twisted, but, ooh. Bro, I must have hit that fish in the head. Let's see if I can get that hook set. There it is. No? Damn. There's just the school of these yellow perch. Hey, barbecue pickles, man. Good to see you on the evening. Hope you had a good Friday, bro. I'm absolutely crushing it from this lawn chair. To hell with like the frogs and the rooster tails. I have gotten 6 perch and a bluegill within the last hour, and I haven't gotten off of this chair. I'm about to make it for number 7. There it is. This one's for you, Pickles. It sure feels like a hell of a fight when you're on an ultralight, right? That should be a t-shirt too. Just kidding, no merch coming, but hell of a fight if your gear's ultralight. Ooh, that is a monster. That is a big boy. Are we ready? Are we guessing? Man, check out the size of this perch, bro. Bellied up yellow perch. He probably about a pound, maybe a pound and some change. But he's gonna make me get up though. Where'd he go? See? You and Angler, you guys are like my lucky little fishing buddies, man. Hooking it up. Beautiful perch. Spiked up. You know, most people got to hold him closer to the camera. I'm trying to hold him away. He's all dirty now because he jumped in a worm. I'm going to throw him back. Thanks for playing, buddy. Hell yeah, let's get this Friday going. Yeah, he was a big boy. You know, they weren't all quite that size, but he was maybe a pound and some change, even off of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's see if we can do that one again. Pickles, man, I got some bad news for you. I think I'm gonna switch up a little bit. I was going through some of my older videos, and my original plan was to chop the videos and use them to make highlight reels, but I can't do it because they're trash, man. The quality just isn't there. Right now, if I'm in the backyard and I'm over Wi-Fi, it's pretty good, but I can't use a lot of that other footage. So I think I'm gonna go somewhere new in the morning, shoot a video on my other camera, and then upload later. Because right now I'm getting zero replays on the lives, and it's because the video shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still be live every day, 7 o'clock in the backyard pond, but I think I'm gonna skip the morning lives and just film a video, get a little better quality out there, you know what I mean? I got some nice cameras, got a new drone, but I think, I love the lives, you know, I love shooting the shit, but I'm gonna cut it to 1. I'm gonna cut it to the evening live. That way I can shoot a little better quality, some production, get some people watching them after the fact, you know what I mean? Originally I was gonna chop it up and just, you know, make highlight reels. But I don't feel good about putting out, you know, crap video when I don't have to. You know what I mean? I have decent gear. It's just my Wi-Fi. On Wi-Fi, it's not bad, but if I'm out live in the middle of nowhere, some of those videos look terrible. You know what I'm saying? Got some new mics. I know they're a little echoey, but I got to figure out how to turn down the reverb. They weren't cheap, but they weren't overly expensive. But trying to up the game, you know what I'm saying? You hitting the water this weekend, buddy? That's the way to do it, man. Up early and out before anyone else. I'm still trying to get this little camping trip together, but walked out to the driveway this afternoon and there was a bunch of crap leaking out of my rear diff on the truck, and not too happy about that. So I ran put some fluid in there, and then drain plugs. Of course, it's 20 years old and seized up. But I figured it out. Might spend tomorrow just working on the truck. Love to get out and do some camping though. Got these cots I've been fucking waiting on forever. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I know you're on it, buddy. I think you might be minding yourself a little bit, but I appreciate you always looking out, so I'll put you on the team. Pickles, man, do you know how to like translate? Because I had some dude up in here talking yesterday, all in Spanish, and I'm like, what in the hell is he talking about? And I mean, he could have been like, bro, I love fishing. I got a 12-pound whatever. Or he could have been calling my mama hoe, right? Like, how do I know? So, thanks for being a mod. I hope you speak Spanish. Come on. They're toying with me, man. They're toying with me. They just pecking at that bobber. And he's little, so I don't want to like... I mean, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. You know, like, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it, but like, got my worm. Crafty little perch. There's just like a big school of them, just like 30 yards out, and I'm just crushing it at the moment. I can't believe it. Pickles, I've never checked out your channel, man. You YouTube, bro? Yeah, no, man, it's a grind. It's, everybody's like, oh man, just start a YouTube channel. And I had no effing clue how much stuff goes into it. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I love it though. I love fishing. I'm never gonna be on trend. I'll probably never go viral. But like, I'm always gonna be authentic. You know what I mean? Like, I have no desire to build a boat from Home Depot. I have no desire to catch bass on a gas station food. I do have a desire to build something though. Like, you'll see, it's coming. Occasionally, I like to get my DIY on, and if something interests me and it's outdoor related, I'll definitely do it. But yeah, the lives aren't bad because I don't have to edit them. I was gonna chop them up, make like highlight reels, PBs and that kind of thing. But if the video is not up to par, there's no point. Nobody's gonna watch a fucking video that looks like it was shot with a toaster. They will live, but they won't watch it after the fact. Yeah, man, the plan is to put out maybe 2, 3 videos a week in the mornings. Well, I'm gonna go out in the morning and fish somewhere new, different pond or something, different stream, maybe the ocean. But really get that production value up. You know what I'm saying? Start shooting in 4K, better audio, and maybe some drone footage. Just kind of up my game a little bit. And then I'm gonna step up the evening game too. It's always gonna be in the backyard pond, but I'm gonna do like multi-cameras. I'm still trying to figure out streaming software. I don't know why YouTube doesn't have their own, where I can't just log on to YouTube. Yeah, no kidding, man. I've been peeling through my footage, watching these lives, looking for clips and stuff. But it's not entertaining enough. Some of these lives are 2 hours, and if you're here, it's cool. We're shooting the shit, we're talking, whatever. It's fun. But if you're watching it after the fact, it's kind of dull. You know what I'm saying? Because they hear me talking to you, but they don't see your. Well, I guess they could read it through the live, but people don't. You know what I'm saying? If they're there and they're part of it, then they feel like they're part of it. But here I'm talking, but like, I don't know shit, man. I got 2,500 subscribers out of luck. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to figure it out. I'm having a good time with it. Yeah, man, it's hours combing through footage, trying to. I just gave up on it. I said, "Oh, what the hell with this? I can't use any of this footage. All this footage is garbage." And a lot of times, like, I used to just go out and shoot videos, never did the live thing, And that's a lot of editing for a 10-minute video, if you're trying to make it actually entertainment. I can put out 2 hours of garbage every day, but I'm trying to up my game, I don't know, man, I'd like to get to 5K and see where that goes. It all started as a hobby, it still is. Bro, I must have hit that fish in the head. Take it. toying with them. And Bubba was just doing little circles over there. I whacked you guys. You lost me, Pickles. I don't know what a rig setup is. Are you talking about like fishing rig techniques? Okay, I got you. Sorry, bro. It's Friday. I'm dragging. Long day. Yeah, different setups. Like okay, so like I did a 101 series, right? Like you're in college. And those did pretty good. But it was all ocean related. Got the whole playlist, ocean foods and how to get them. And like I did a surf perch 101, and that got like, yeah, that's it. That's what I started doing. When I first started this, my main focus was the ocean, but it's too niche. There's not a whole lot of people have access to an ocean. So I'm kind of branching out into this freshwater dig. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can relate to perch fishing. A lot of people can relate to bass or trout. But not too many people can relate to like salmon and crabbing or razor clams. But I put out a whole series. It's like razor clams 101, steamer clams 101, and they're just tutorial videos. And those got some pretty big numbers. We're talking like 5, 6K. And it's where most of my watch time came from, to be honest. And I think most of my subs. But, yeah, different rigs, different setups. I don't know. I think it depends. You know, if I do something oceany, sure. Like when I hit the Columbia Bar and I'm catching salmon, I'll show different rig setups and big fish catches on the boat, drone angles and that kind of thing. But I think there's a little niche where just dudes talking live about fishing. I think that's what I'm trying to grow with the live chat of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm trying to work out, like, I don't know, just kind of brainstorming here, talking shit while fishing, but I think people like seeing, like, buddies, right? And I got my buddy Ed, and we talk a lot of shit, but our chemistry is good, you know what I'm saying? So I might bring Ed in, do some, like, 1v1s, you know, like, I'm not trying to copy anybody else. I'm not trying to use those buzz titles, you know what I mean? I want to be my own thing for sure. But I think people respond well to friendships, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've been working on these collabs, but a lot of these guys have this like, there's not enough room for everybody mentality. Like, there's another guy who's in my area and he's doing the same thing I'm doing, right? And I reached out to collab with him, and he's like, no, I don't collab with people, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why the fuck not, man? You know, because you got 500 more subscribers than me, but I'm getting more views per video than you, so like, I don't get some people, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely a weird game sometimes in this YouTube world. It's like those guys who like super secret, they're like fish spot, you know what I'm saying? They're like, no, bro, I'm not going to tell anybody where this fishing spot is. It was my great grandma's. Yeah, man, and like, as it should be. Like, I'm from that mindset where like, if I'm gonna eat, we're gonna eat together. You know what I'm saying? I'll help you grow your channel, you help me grow mine. If you got more than what I got, help me get to where you are, and then I'll help you get further. You know what I'm saying? It's not a competition, it's a fucking team, in my mind. But like, problem is some of these YouTubers don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? It really is, and I'm just kind of diving into it. I'm seeing a lot of love on the fishing community. You know, a lot of people, some of these outdoor channels, mainly outdoor, he's a pretty cool dude. He stops by my lives, shows some love. I stopped by, sorry, Heartburn Pizza for dinner. And no, that's not true. I had pot roast, a delicious fucking pot roast. Kind of old school pot roast, mashed potatoes, a little bit of green beans. Bro, fire. But, yeah, no, you know, some of these communities are just strange. You know, people's mindsets are different. And like I said, I'm just from that, like, mindset, if I'm eating, you eat too. Let's eat, let's do it together, bro. I'll fucking help you shoot videos. I'll loan you my drone, whatever you want to do. So Pickles, here's the ultimate question. Are you a Traeger guy or a big green egg guy? Homemade? Yeah, fishy, fishy, fishy. Bastard spit it out. I'm freaking moonshot one of these little perch on that hook set. Hey, shout out to the 4 people up in here. We're just hanging out on a Friday, talking a little bit of YouTube with my buddy, talking a little bit of fishing. Had pretty good luck, just hanging out in the backyard pond. All right. I cooked a lot of charcoal myself. I had a Traeger for a while. Wasn't a big fan. If I'm gonna be, it depends on what I'm cooking, right? Like if I'm smoking fish or trout or something, it's always on the Big Chief. When I'm doing like a salmon, or I like a real cold temperature for like 12 hours, really like get that meat just covered in that smoke. And the lowest setting on a Traeger is $1.80. And that's not a cold smoke, that's like a warm smoke. And I prefer the cold smoke fish. So I'll do that on my Big Chief. You know, if I'm doing like a steak or something, I'm gonna crank that charcoal as hot as I can get it. You know, chicken, That might be good on those wood pellets, but for me, I don't know, wood pellets weren't the ticket. I just kind of missed out on that phase. And propane is just something you do when you feel like you want to pretend to barbecue, right? Hey man, nothing wrong with that. Like I used to put pellets or wood chips in like a freaking old bean can, you know what I'm saying? An old tin can, poke some holes in the top of it, and smoke that way. But you know, I lost my parents a couple years back, and old Big Chief's been in my family for, oh hell, I think it used to be my grandpa's. Lox. I don't know, bro. You just became suspect. Talking about thinly sliced salmon? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, no, smoked cheese is bomb, man. Take even any cheese. Well, not if you're talking like Kraft single slice. It doesn't do too great in the smoker. But if you're just talking about some like nice thick cheddar or pepper jack, boy. Oh man, I might smoke some cheese. Shout out to the 3 people. Sorry, I gotta cover the lens of the camera. My little, I don't know how many people are up in here because the sky's grayed out, and where it tells me how many people are up in here are also grayed out. So it's like a white on gray situation. But I'd like to catch another fish now. I mean, shooting the shit's great. Kind of hungry for some smoked cheese. We're getting robbed. They playing games with us. Appreciate those little emojis. I'm gonna catch a fish, man. I've been running my mouth a little bit. We got 7 fish, 7 perch, and the bluegill already. 8 perch. I got one when Pickles showed up. We get bit, getting bit. They're toying with it though. They're just on that bobber. There it is. There it is. Yeah, buddy. Come here. No. Stay out of the lily pads. God, they're so much fun to catch on an ultralight. I should just do this all the time. Ooh. Oh, we'll switch it up. What do you got? Come here. You're not a perch. You're not a perch. I was hoping for a big old cat. But I'll settle for a decent size. What do you think it is? Are we taking bets in the comment section? If you're a regular, you probably know what's in the pond, so it kind of limits my choices. Ooh, you got that hook pretty good. Little momentum. I'm trying to perform a little surgery so I can get this guy back home. Didn't rip his lip. What do we got? Drum roll, drum roll. Got a bluegill. I missed the bluegill. I wish the camera would focus a little better. Thanks for playing, bluegill. All right, got a perch, got a So I think we're at 7, 8 because of pickles, 8 perch and 2 bluegills. That's, yeah, man, you know, they don't get huge, but they're good to eat too. They're right below perch in my eating book. And, well, shit, fishing's hot. But, so is my wife. So I gotta call it a night. And, if you're new to the channel, we're live every day, 7 p.m. Dropping new content all the time. Make sure you check us out. Make sure you say bye to pickles before you go. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, go outside. It's good for your soul. Peace.